Hello and welcome to highlights of the 2023 Lancaster Grand Prix. The race rolled out under inclement weather, wet and windy conditions, promising a tough race with limited opportunities to save energy over the challenging 152-kilometre route. There was almost 3,000 metres of climbing, and the bunch was going to stretch under the pressure early on. As they rolled out, it was wheelbase Cabtech Castelli team that took up the race from the gun. They'd been active in the National Crit Series, and clearly they had good legs, good form, trying to test them in the National Road Series as well at Lancaster. Early on, a large crash towards the front of the bunch took down a number of riders and splintered the peloton. And the demanding course made chasing difficult, and a front group around a dozen riders formed in a melee with 140 kilometres still to race. St. Piran were also very active early on, Harry Birchall launching away to take the first KOM of the day. He was closely followed by Conor McGoldrick of Richardson's Trek Das, and after a few kilometres of ebb and flow they settled into a rhythm. Those represented included a strong contingent from St. Piran. We had Zeb Kiffin, Jack Rukin-Gray, Harry Birchall and Bradley Simmons, alongside Thomas Armstrong from wheelbase Cabtech Castelli. Ed Morgans from Wales Racing Academy was there, as long as Jacques Cote from Team BB Performance, George Kimber and Matt Lord. An uneasy truce ensured that breakaway stayed together for the next 50 kilometres, swelling to include George Wood of Cycling Sheffield, Tyler Hannay, St. Piran Damien Clayton of Embark Spirit BSS, and Dean Harvey from Trinity Racing. With 80 kilometres still to race, Jack Rukin-Gray attacked over the King of the Mountains. His St. Piran teammates Kiffin and Birchall took advantage of the superior numbers as well and bridged across alongside Logan McLean. George Wood was there as well, but unfortunately his race would be put to the sword not long later. Dropped his chain on one of the climbs and the St. Piran guys weren't hanging around. Behind, that chase fell apart and riders were strewn across the road, and 4 became 3. St. Piran trio kept the pace high and McLean was dropped on the rolling Lancashire hills. The St. Piran trio settled into the job at hand and held that pace while the chasers slowed, and the gap grew quickly. Each time check was further confirmation of their domination. At one point that even reached 6 minutes. By now, nothing could stop the trio taking a comfortable victory, and the only question that was on everyone's lips was how would they decide the winner? In the end, those 3 teammates rode well together, and they rolled into Williamson Park 3 abreast, with Zeb Kiffin crossing the line slightly ahead of Birchall and Rukin-Gray. The trio celebrating as a team after a stunning display of strength. So there's your top 10. Zeb Kiffin taking the win ahead of his teammates Harry Birchall and Jack Rukin-Gray. Tim Shawman rolling in for 4th for wheelbase Cabtech Castelli, and Finn Crockett rounding out an incredible top 5 for the St. Piran team. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the racing. Please consider subscribing, and that way you can keep up to date with all of the racing on the British scene and help us to support the races going forward.